Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I was working on some journaling cards, which you can also put on the front of a journal or on the front of a card. And there's lots of things you can do with them, but my main thought was to use them for journaling and to put in a junk journal. And the first one you all have seen. And if you went to my other videos, boy, that's kind of saying something. If you saw one of my other videos, did some die cutting, some punching, some hand sewing on the lace, and to come up with this one, and some distress ink. Then this little one, my thought is the bunnies, especially spring bunnies amongst the flowers in the garden. And some of them actually have flowers around their neck or as a little flower crown around their ears. The lace, you know, to add to. This one I went a little larger because this little bunny is looking at the rosebud, wanting that, with just a little bit of lace, a little bit of ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby, 75% off recently. Got out my sequins and my liquid pearls, and then I have a corner punch for that. And I also did this one, and I went ahead and put this paper on the back to journal on. And also what I would do, since I love to write with lines, I would just turn it this way, you know. And because I wanted to add some stickles, I don't know if that's showing up, to these two flowers. I hope that's showing up there if I move it around. And as you all know, if your cardstock isn't too heavy, it will buckle where you put your stickles, you know. So that's why I added this other piece on the back. And this little one is just frolicking amongst the flowers in the garden, bringing out some blue. Well, let's see how we're going to do this. Something like so. And then I thought we'd work on one together, okay? And as you all know, these are great for if you've got like a card base, boom, just put them there. They're not, as you see, there is some dimension to these. I did punch out these flowers and then gave them some dimension. There's little tiny bling and stickles and all sorts of stuff. And so I thought we would do one together. And I've gone back to, let me see, I have one more to show you. Where is that one? Okay, it's behind me. Okay. It was drying on the radiator because I had put the stickles all around here. This one, look at the back of that to write on. How much fun is that paper? And just rounded the top edges and left the bottom square. And just tied the bow around my little die cut. These are two die cuts, as you see. There's gray in the back and then the white. Little bling, bling here on the flower center, stickles. And then I thought this was so gorgeous that I left it alone. I mean, wouldn't that be beautiful to look out in your backyard and have it look like this? I think that paper, but I'm not sure. I don't have a paper pad with me. I think that's lemoncraft. I think, but I'm not 100%. But isn't that gorgeous? There's a little stack of books. There are candle tea lights hanging from the trees. There's a little pink birdie. There's a little hedgehog here. It's just so sweet, I think. Little mushrooms down here. Let me see if I can get it closer, if you can see the detail in this artwork here. They did a beautiful job. They really did. And a butterfly for Donna. And so that's what I've been doing. And let's work on this one, guys. I can show you our background. This one's going to go differently. I was going to go, see the background, the back of it being like this, but you can, with a black pen, you can write on that. I was going to go this way, but I was fiddling around and I thought, wait a minute. Maybe if we go this way also, in a journal, it can be a journaling card, or it can be a pocket. It can be a pocket with the other ones too, the other ways as well. So, or a card that is slimline. You can do it on front of that as well. So, as you see, these are our little bees. Oh boy, I don't have that paper pad either, guys. I think it's The Life of Bees, I think is the name of it. Got it on Amazon a couple of years ago. And as you see, the leaves are, oh boy, the wings are shiny. Isn't that cool? I love this one. And the cute little bees have a fat butt. Ew, I just love them so much. Love them. So what I did already, because if you haven't been here before, I am a very slow crafter. I'm not speedy. I don't go zoom, zoom, zoom and then done. That's not me. I've gone around it in the Vintage Photo first, Distress ink, and then went around it in something I don't use a whole lot. That's the Scattered Straw. Now there is like, what is it, fossilized amber, and there's also something honey, but I don't have it at my fingertips, and that's what I was trying, that's what I was looking for, because I have quite a few here, but ended up going with the Scattered Straw on this, and I like it. I think that's honey colored, if you ask me. I like how that came out, you know, just going up further with that color. So we've got this already. I did some more die cutting, okay, and this one came with the bunnies that I've been showing you, those die cuts. I don't know how I'm going to do. Let's put this here. Thinking about maybe working with this, the yellow rose trim. I also have this trim with the yellow flowers. I thought very springy. I also pulled these yellow sequins and then these spring green, just in case I decide to go that way. We also have a daisy that's going to go here with the yellow center. And the little bunny is here. So let's work on, put that aside. Let's work on this. I did pull with the Winsor and Newton Pro Marker. I got these several years ago. No, it was before the pandemic, y'all. It's called Meadow Green, and I will probably use this on the daisy stem and leaves, and then try to pull some greens to work on this with. Let me see here. We've got the old paper, which, you know what I mean. Y'all haven't helped me out. I still don't know what does that mean? Why is that color old paper? I just don't get it. And then we're going to pull from here. I think that's that one. No, yes, maybe so. That's that one. Alrighty, our daubers. And we can do some starting with that. I'm not, as you know, I'm not going to be using this whole thing. So I'm going to start off light, then get a little darker here and there. Let's see how far we have to go. Hanging off. Do I want it hanging off there? do I want it there? That might be more fun. So right about to there, we'll go a little bit over. This is, it looks like it's dry, but it's not. But it looks that way, doesn't it? But as you know, if you go over it several times, you're going to get more color on there. My whole desk shakes. Sorry if you're like, ooh, because, you know, when your desk is shaking, so is your light. So how y'all doing? Is life treating you good? I hope so. Are you all ready for Easter? Easter to me, you see all of these bunnies and flowers and stuff, and ovals that appear to be egg-shaped, but to me, ovals are ovals. They're not egg-shaped, but they look like it. I understand why, you know, why people would think that. But Easter is my favorite holiday ever. And not because of the candy. I had a friend tell me recently that they like Easter because of candy. I was like, well, I kind of like the reason, you know, Christ, you know, dying for our sins. And then, and the person was like, yeah, well, yeah, that too. And I was like, oh my. But, you know, to each his own. And I am respectful of other people's beliefs. I am. Sometimes that's not always the case with some, but in my walk with my faith, to me that's important. Other religions in the world, to respect them because I want them to respect my beliefs, you know. And also I've had family members most of my life who were agnostic and just weren't sure, but they had some things happen to them. They were like, wait a minute, it was kind of unexplainable, and they were like, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe, yeah, there's a possibility that something's out there, you know. I don't have anything on this one. I wonder what this one was. I just put on the cracked pistachio, by the way. Let me see what I have here. I've got to go digging. I've got Lucky Clover, but I think that's going to be way too... Let's see. I'm going to put a little bit here just to see. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. We can put that down here. And you all already know this. If you're interested in more of a watercolor look, you can go ahead and spray this. It doesn't have to be a Ranger spray bottle. You can have one of these. I think this is Dollar Tree, y'all, and just spray it a little, well, depending on how much you want those colors to move, and make a more watercolor look to it. But I'm not going to do that today. I think we've all done it in the past, but what I have, I've only got 2 plugs here, and my I don't even know where my little heat gun, oh, it's behind me. But it's the loud one. I've got 2. One is so loud, and I don't think y'all want to hear that. I don't know how to edit that loudness out. So, let's see here. You can also, as you know, too, if you don't have all of this, you know, oxide and distress inks, you can get out your markers, because, oh, I wanted to show y'all, because this is actually marker paper that I paid $2.99 for at Ross. Remember I was telling you all, Ross has art. It has a little section, but they have some great items for artwork. And so that's what this is cut out of. I was going to use the markers, and that's the way I was going to go, alcohol markers. But I'm like, and we can still put that on top of this, you know, being the inks. Let's see what we get when we do that. Okay. Do I want any more of the dark on there? I don't think so. Okay. Where's the top to this? Well, I'll leave it. Oh, here it is. I was going to say I'll leave it off and we'll go hunting later for that. But I'm going to do something. Hold on. Let's see if. See, this is why I say I'm so. Let's see if we can combine these a little better. And even though this is a heavy paper, you still, you know, if you get too aggressive with it, you will mess up your die cut a little bit, you know. You can't bend it. Okay, so if I'm looking at this as just the base, okay? Okay. Then we can try to go ahead and get out our markers. And see what we get. Now, I've got this one. And this is the brush side. And let's just see what happens if we try to mimic blades of grass like that, see? And see, when it hits the different colors, you're going to get a different color too. And because these are water-based, these aren't the alcohol ones. These are the Tombow markers. This is 133. And so it will have a reaction with your inks here. Oh, I like that. Ooh. I'll bring it up closer, y'all, when I get to the end here. Okay. Look at that. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Let's bring in, I'm going to leave this out just in case I need it. And let's bring in almost an olive green, because we're staying with the yellow greens here. There's this is Tombow marker 126. I'm going to do a little bit here to make sure I like. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, and we're just going to do little tiny flecks like that because we're getting darker here. Oh hoot. Okay, and what you can do if you want to shade the blades of grass, you can go, let's see, right like that. And yeah, I'm kind of happy with how that's turning out. Okay. And go over here to kind of shade it if you want. Alrighty. Okay. And do we dare bring in one more? Because we've got quite a few greens represented there. For the moss, this is how dark. I think that one's dark enough. I don't want to go any darker than that. I think that's good. Let's say we considered it and didn't do it. good enough. Okay. So we've got our grass. Okay. And that's going to go like so, but that's going to be a little later because we want to bring in our bunny and our flower. Now, this, I cut the top off because I wanted the stem, but I wanted a bigger daisy. So that die came from Amazon. Remember I showed you these guys, the wildflowers, but I wanted a different bottom. So I did want to bring out this, like I said, this is the meadow green, and it is an alcohol marker, but I did want to bring out some shading on these leaves and on the stem. And oh, wait a minute, I said I would show you all a closer look of, that's how we're looking with the inks and the markers on the grass. And then I thought, you know, just to give it dimension. Now, if you don't have any markers, alcohol or otherwise, you can do this with your inks, as you all, I'm sure, already know. And with the stems, you can go down like so on one side. So I've got the light coming this way, excuse me, with the shading, as you all see. And yeah. So there we go. And do I want to try to hit a few highlights? I'm not sure. I think this is the lightest green I could find, and I'm going to get this a little close so you all can see and I can see. It is just a very slight shading. Let me see here. Do I want to? I don't have, with these colors, I got them 75% off. Let me see. I don't think that's going to show the way I want it to show. At Hobby Lobby for, like I said, about 4 or 5 years ago. That's not it. Ooh. The best thing would be a super light green. And that way you can just leave it alone and then go darker with your shading. Let's see what happens when we bring the Tombow marker out. Let's just see. And therefore your shading will be darker, which allows that green paper that it's on to look as though it is the highlight. And as you all know, if you're drawing, you would add white to your lightest green to hit the top of your leaves and that one section of your stem. Yeah, that's making the paper green the highlight. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, so that's going to go here. And here's my die cuts with my daisy. And I kind of wanted that there, this here. Do I want it like that, or do I want it like that? Like with a little tilt. Yeah, I kind of like that. Another thing, if you want to shade, as you all already know this, but just going over just in case it's something you don't normally do, shade your white, petals, and maybe even, you know, go around like so. I would do that in the lightest gray possible. I mean, what I would consider a little hint, just a hint. Now, in the Tombow markers, that the set that I had, that would be N95. I'm going to put this. I try to keep white paper, trying to figure out how does that look. See how light that is? So if you wanted to, see, there's the brush tip, and then you've got this one. This one sometimes goes too wide for me. So if, as you all know, if you use your brush tip, you can, do you know what I'm saying? You can just use the end of your brush to kind of go like so and like so. Have your petals, give them some definition here and here and here, and then like so. Now, if you keep going over, it's going to be dark, and that's what I just did. Let's give this just a little more darkness at the end, not all the way, just a little bit here. And then we're going to go this way, okay? And maybe just one here and here and here. A little bit more here and here. Okay. So do we like the way that looks? Yes. Okay. Digging it? Alrighty. So, let me see here. Do I want to do anything with this while we're messing with markers? My yellows are very interesting, and they don't get a lot of use. This will darken this for us. This might look like basically the same color, we'll see. Because, have you all found this out? Sometimes this color, you think, oh, it's going to be that exact color. Look at that. Oh, I've been messing with this one. With some inks that messed it up. Look at that. But it looks like that color. Excuse me, guys. And let's see if it shows up, though, if we do a little dotting around there to represent our different seeds and our pollen and everything. And then this one, oh, that was Tombow marker 055. This one is 025. See, that looks orange to me. Let's just do a few dots around the outside. Or if we do it like that, that almost looks like, let's see. Oh yeah, let's leave it. Do you all agree? Because we've got, you know, semicircle of it. Yeah, let's leave that alone. Good enough. Sometimes I get going and it's like, it went too far. So those are the colors we're working with here on this one. Okay. So, alrighty. So one thing we can do is, this is my Barely Art glue. Let's get that out and put this where it belongs. Let's see here. That's going to be like that. because as you see, it had a shape that fits just so. Let's leave that alone till it dries. I also have some seed beads in yellow that I love to put here, you know, even in the center, a little grouping. But if this goes in a journal, that will make, well, I don't know, I might end up doing that too. I don't have them here, because if I use the trim like this, that gives it quite a bit dimension as well. Remember when I do journals and stuff and cards too, I just keep telling myself, stop making it so dimensional, you know? That's what I have a tendency to want to do. And here's, well, let's do this before we do anything else. Here's our bunny. Then I just got some white cardstock and fiddled with it, you know? I went around it in that gray, you can see. And just started cutting around it and trying to make it like this, you know, like it would be his tail. Because I think a pom-pom's adorable as a bunny butt. But, talk about dimension. Ooh-wee. Okay, so we would have to put it like so. Alrighty. And there's nothing wrong with it staying just like that. But when I see brown bunnies, they make me think of the bunnies that visit us in our backyard. And they have these wonderful white fluffy tails. And Handsome saw one night when he was putting out the trash, you know. And he said that was the fluffiest tail he'd ever seen on a bunny rabbit. Okay, just to give him a little something. And as you see, I added a tiny Jimmy. I've shown these before. I get these off of these guys from Dollar Tree. They've got the teeny tiny, medium, and big, and that's what I use mine for. And then I did take my Distress ink and Vintage Photo just on, you know, and this is such a saturated, look at it, it's in sad shape, but it's so saturated with the ink. And went ahead and did some shading on him with that. And so he's going to go here. So that flower should go here. The story behind the bunnies in the garden and with the flowers and everything, y'all should hear Handsome. Whenever we plant flowers, you know, we used to plant them every spring and summer, especially when they're new and the petals are so tender. The rabbits eat them all. And I mean, normally I would be like, oh man, all that time and effort and money, you know, because they're not cheap and they're eating them. But you know what? I absolutely giggle and laugh because number one, Handsome's like, why did they do that? Stop doing that, bunnies. And I'm over there giggling because I'm like, well, we're feeding them. At least we're feeding them. You know, they're happy. So let's bring out our grass. Do we go like that or do we go like that? Oh, you can hardly see his tail. But it would be cute all the way across, wouldn't it? But you can hardly see his tail. Should we bring him up a bit? So we can see his tail. And this can hang over. Well, no, this shouldn't. We'll put it hanging over a little bit for now right here. But depending on what this goes on in a journal, on a card, or what have you, it might have to be cut off. But for now, let's put it like that. And then maybe here. So I want him, oh boy, I want him up quite a bit, don't I? So I'm going to go ahead and mark it because I know a lot of people don't have to do this, but I do because I will mess it up and then I'll get mad. I'll be like, oh, I thought I was in the right spot. This way, there's no question to it. I'm in the right spot. Ain't nobody gonna see this pencil mark. I can hear my mama right now. Don't say ain't. Ain't is not a word. It's fun to say, isn't it? Because you're not hurting anybody. Uh-oh, I didn't close this. We might have to get the pen out later. Okay, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac on this one. Let me make sure my end is clear. I like it that it's not water-based, and I like the way it gives me a little tiny bit of time in case I mess up on my placement. Doesn't give me tons of time, but it gives me some. Okay. Now let's put this darling little critter right here. And see, it lets me move him around. As we all know, when we use our art glitter glue, it's like down is down, you know? That's it. And yeah, it gave me just enough time to do like so. Oh, I do love me a bunny rabbit. Oh, so cute. Oops, we all know that's not good. Leaving that open. All right, I do think I'm going to have to mark this as well, y'all. And we know this goes like so. And see, that is coming off. Do I need to bring this down some so I like it when die cuts come off of, you know, their designated spot. But at the same time, this might end up a card. You know what I mean? We'll see. I think if I put it like so, and we might end up going off of this a little bit. So, did I put my pencil back? Probably. I got those at Dollar Tree. You get like, I don't know, 4 of them for $1.25. It's very, and they're big and they're really nice. So I highly recommend them. Let's see if we need to put a pen in this here. And let me push my glasses up because I can't see that well. Oh, hold on here. I need to change the plates in my little sidekick die cutter machine because I have just used them so much. You know what I'm talking about. You get those little, I don't know, scraggly pieces. Scraggly. That's what we call them back home. Scraggly. Now, let's see if this will come out. Told you. I did not think it would. Uh-oh. Where's my pen? It's over here. Okay. I'll leave that down because I got to clean it up later. Alrighty. Do y'all think it's a pain in the caboose to put ink on these teeny tiny skinny die cuts? I do. I think it's a pain in the butt. Okay, and I'm going to take a dried baby wipe because I know I probably put too much glue on there. Let's see. Remember, my eyesight's not great. I got to get this close to me. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And then we're going to place that there. Alrighty. Something tells me this is going to become a card. Not sure if that's it. I need to tell you all this, so I haven't shared this with tons of people. But, or maybe I have told it before, you know, when you're getting a little older and you sit, you know, when you tell a story more than once and you look at the people you're talking to and they get this look on their face like, oh no, not this again. Well, hopefully I haven't told this one before. Oh, that one's wet. Don't want that one. And yes, I did put glue on the petals that are even hanging off. So that's unnecessary. But anyway, so I was supporting, as in going over and supporting someone who did some drawings and everything of, I guess, a cartoon nature. And so that person came over to my channel to say hi, since I was being very supportive to their channel. And they saw what I did, and they said, and I'm quoting here, "Oh, I did that in kindergarten." Now, I'm laughing about it now. I didn't laugh about it at the time. I was like, excuse me? So, you know, on times like that, I'm like, okay, you know, I say a little prayer. I'm like, God, tell me what to say back to make my point clear, but, you know, not be kitty catty or anything like that. And I'm not cutting down cats, but remember, if you say something that's not real, you know, sometimes they say you're being catty. So I wrote back and I said, wow, you did this in kindergarten. I wish I was enrolled in your kindergarten. You know, I wish I'd gone there, is what I said. Yeah. So, have you ever had anybody say things like that to y'all? Because I was like, dang, that ain't cool. The thing is, I'm sure if you ask this person, I'm not naming names because that's not who I am. I'm sure if you ask this person, they will tell you that they are a fine artist, and what paper crafters do is not fine art. And is crafting, hence the name. And so therefore, they can kind of poke fun, and that doesn't happen. Most of the time, that doesn't happen. But it has happened to me in my life, much more than, I mean, years ago even. And for me, my way of thinking, we're all artists, whatever you want to call it, however you want to present it. We are all artists. I'm going to do something a little different, y'all. I'll place that differently than I thought. Okay? We went that far with it, so it's going to be placed differently. And I've had this discussion, like I said, for years and years and years and years and years, because I've done both for years and years and years. Like I mentioned before, I used to do portrait work and things of that nature. My medium is pastels. I didn't work exclusively in pastels. I like acrylic paints as well, but I also did, we're going to have to not cut this one, but we're probably going to have to cut this one. Let's see how we do here. How do we want to do that? And we're going to have to cut just that teeny tiny tip of the flower that I did a little long. Okay. What was I saying? Okay. So there we go. I like it sticking off. So I was told, even with my pastels, well, that's not real art. I also did some oil work, but whew, it takes forever and ever and ever for that to dry. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm having fun here or not. But my way of seeing knitting and sewing and embroidery and paper and inks, and I see that all as art. And I'm not saying that to be cutesy, sweetsy, whatever, or accepted. It's how I've always seen it. This is nothing new. I've always seen it that way. And it just, I don't know. I just don't understand how people can be so, what's the word? Oh, let's do that. Do we want that one? Or do we want this one? How cute. I don't see it like that as, I think, to me, you can't be too secure with your work if you make comments like that. Do you know what I mean? If you're really secure in whatever you create, you don't need to talk like that. No, really. In my eyes, my point of view, a crown of yellow roses. How's that, y'all? That way, I don't think we need anything down there, do we? We'll try out some sequins, but I don't think we're going to need it. You know? I like it. It's so springy. And you know I love my bees so much. I do. And remember, the bees love Handsome's head. The ones we have that visit us so much in the back. They like to get on his hair. And at first we said, is it your shampoo? Because it's nothing fancy at all. I mean, just regular stuff. He doesn't like fancy things, which I kind of think is, I like about him. But yeah, they just love his head. And yes, I'm a little bit jelly. I want them to land on my head. But they don't. They visit with me. They're nice to me. They don't run away from me. But, yeah, they are. See, this looks like this one's like, ooh, there's some pollen I'm going to collect. And you do get to see the white of its tail. That's why I had to move it up, because I definitely was going to put it on the bottom. But I wanted to see that little cottontail happening right there. And let's just try this, y'all. We might not like it, but let's just try it here. Okay. I love sequins. Do y'all love sequins? I've had a dress that's had sequins on it before, and I was so careful sitting in it, wearing it at all. I was so nervous, but in a good way. But I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want to hurt the sequins. Let's see here. Boom, boom, and boom. Oops, that one looks weird. That one, oh no, that one's doing the same thing. That's evidently got a certain color on them. I don't like it. Do you see what I'm talking about? There's some nice glue on me. What are we seeing? What is happening? See, it almost looks like it has a little orangey, pinky thing happening. And I love pink and green, but not on that. No. So let's see what happens if we do all yellow. Yeah, I don't like that on that at all. And then we can come out with some stickles or something and do the leaves or even paper. Let's see, do we like this? Or does that little bunny not even need that? This would go down to accent the curve. Was it cute? Do we need more yellow? Uh-oh, let's see how much time we've used. Oh, mercy sakes. Well, while I decide if I'm going to keep them or tell them bye-bye, you can even come and do paper, leaves, or what have you to accent them, or just leave it plain like so. But I want to thank you all so much for visiting with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.